Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Today we're going to talk about Rokkon and how he got delayed and maybe what's coming up next for MOTU Origins and beyond. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello everybody and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay and with me tonight is my good friend Ken from Toy Kennections. Ken, how you doing tonight?
Well, a little sad because, 1 week ago we got John's final show, and I remember I was like tuning back and forth between the Super Bowl and this, and, I don't normally watch football, but my family from Sacramento was in town, and my brother-in-law grew up in the Bay Area, and his younger son is a massive Niners fan. So between listening to when you were talking about the HasLab Transformers Omega Prime, and then having to like console my nephew because the team lost, and whenever my hockey team loses in the cup final, which has happened twice in my life, and the first time was when I was his age, I was kind of like, okay, I can kind of relate here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was a sad night then, and then we didn't lose John, but we lost John from Toy Geeks. So it was kind of like trying to move on from that.
That's a day of loss for you, Ken. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Between that, and Ralph's Lost documentary, we're losing a lot of things. I mean, in that case, that's a gain. That's
something.
By loss.
That's a gain. That's something that's happening.
That's a gain by loss.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm it's been a minute since you've joined. I guess actually no, we did on GDL2. We did a stream.
Delta 17.
Yeah, Delta 17, which I still have mine right here with me.
Awesome. Love it.
And whenever I show people these things, they're just like, these are amazing. I was like, I agree.
Yeah. Happy.
But anyway, I'm excited to be here with you tonight, my friends, talking toys. Kind of a light news week. There's some cool stuff to talk about that I want to dig into, including some awesome MOTU stuff. But before we get into any of that, let's say hello to the chat. It is hopping as always, even on a slow toy news week. We got everybody hanging out, ready to talk toys. We got Chinovo, Fake Wood, Table Mint with Cardor, Lexian, Dan, Mr. Crispex, Matt Bush, Mattel delayed Rokkon so everyone would stop talking about Damage Eternia boxes, or did they? Charlie Weaver is here, Frankie Rivera, Brandon and Charlene, Nick Dillinger, Brian Merchant, Frankie Rivera, Rob Izeri. Let's see, Wolf Den, Collectibles, Jace, Michael Warwick, Dora Laxian. Yeah, sorry the delay, everybody. It's just, I don't know, it's just classic me. VCG Cosplay, Nelson A, Cute Colt, Andy Stutz is here. We got Geek Illustrator Dad, Christopher, King Panthor, KL in the house. Kenner Vader, Neil Hunter, Hyde Lone Star Galaxy, Angry Elf, Toy Geekosaurus. Smash the like button, everybody. Yeah, I guess which should the like go? If we hit 200, I don't know. If we hit 200 likes, should we try to stump Ken? That would be fun, right? Stumping you, Ken.
Well, last time the stump, yeah. I remember last time Stump Ken was really, really fun. I was dreading it for the whole night. And then Brick sent me a layup to start off the stump.
This is what I'll say. If we hit 200 likes in today's episode, we will do a stump Ken. But what I would love from somebody out there on the internet while this happens in real time, I would love for someone to send in some like Transformers accessories maybe, or some G.I. Joe accessories. And, because I feel like, Ken, those are two of your wheelhouses, and maybe we could challenge you on it.
I could do MOTU TMNT, just so if I get those wrong, I can say those aren't in my wheelhouse, even though they kind of are. Even though they kind of are.
I feel like Ken just challenged everybody right now out there in internet land. So, yeah, please feel free to send those accessories. Let's hit 200 likes. And we will try to stump Ken tonight. We got Angry Elf, Crash, Flash, Randall Guzik, Justin Moen, Hanny Mefty in the house, Mecha Man Blade, and so many more. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. 200 likes. Ken gives away that tomahawk. That is a beaut back there, Ken.
Yeah, no. I saw that comment, thought about it, started typing, and said, I'm going to just kindly ignore that one and see if you
But please hit the likes. And okay, what if we hit like 1,000 likes live? That's impossible. That's never happened. You know, would you give it away then?
Live, right? Not counting offline likes?
No, live. It would have to happen live.
Then Snoopy gets up and starts talking.
How much do those cost, Ken? Like, how much is a new Tomahawk?
I actually don't remember because I got this back in 2014. Back then, it was about $150, including the pilot with the mic and everything in the box. $150 back then. Now, good luck getting that loose.
Okay, let's
without the pilot. Probably probably 350 to 400.
Gander here. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'll put some money where my mouth is. Hold on. Where can I share my screen? Here we go.
I'm going to assume including lift ticket with mic, good box, no blueprints, complete Tomahawk, all the blades. I'm going to assume 325 US is what I'm going to assume.
325?
That's what I'm
okay, if we somehow got, and again, I think it's because a slim chance in HE double hockey sticks that this happens. But if we get 1,000 likes, I will live, I will buy a new one from scratch or whatever to give away. 1,000 likes live. It's never gonna happen. So I don't have to worry about it.
All right.
I don't have to worry about it. It's not gonna happen. Right? Ken?
I'll just tweet all my friends right now and you know, make him fit his money where his mouth is. And...
So there you go. A boxed, and maybe not minty, but a boxed Tomahawk. If we hit 1,000 likes live, it'll never.
Glad you went for the Tomahawk and not the Surlair, unless you already have one. So it's probably because
I do have a Surlair. I have a box for a Surlair as well. Maybe I should have done that.
Yeah,
but I don't want to give away my box. I like it. It's nice. But again, it has to be live, like while we're going on right now. Okay, it can't be after the fact.
All right.
That's the deal.
All right.
That's the deal. It's not letting me share screen, which is a little concerning, ladies and gentlemen. But
really?
Maybe I don't know why.
Are you trying to go present screen, or are you trying to do an overlay?
I'm trying to present screen. I was trying to look up the prices of
a vintage Tomahawk.
Share this one.
I've got it pulled up. I'll go sold items. Okay.
John Lee's Jake gets unhinged.
Oh, well, they're all over the place. Some are under 200. Some are under 200. Some are just over 3.
Boocat, if we got 256 watching, if we all logged in with 5 accounts, we can get it. We've never hit 1,000 likes live. I think the most we ever hit live was in the 300s, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You haven't hit 4? I thought you hit 4. Anyway,
maybe I have hit 4 before.
Someone's not going to get this. They're asking $765 US for the box.
I wouldn't buy that one.
There's one here with one bid that's $100. There's a couple in the 325 to 390 range, and then sold listings have it between 2 and 325. There's come that a little under 200, but I don't know whether the pilot has the mic, which is the key thing to get in the set.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyway, yeah, that's my challenge for y'all. But the easy one here, 200 likes. We will challenge Ken to see if he is enough on
using the Alice and Troy.
Listen, you've seen Barbie, Ken?
I've avoided it, but I know it's sitting there on HBO. I just haven't watched it.
Don't avoid it. Just take a stroll into that fantastic film.
Oh, you know the real reason I'm avoiding it, right? Is not because I have any issue with the film. Well, there's all the Ken jokes, but that much I don't mind so much. I'm one of those dudes who once I get into something, I actually start collecting it. Next thing you know, and I know people think I'm joking, but if I find something fascinating, because I've watched the Barbie episode from the Toys That Made Us like 4 times, right? Just because it was something I didn't know. Next thing you know, I'll be like looking for like vintage doll houses and things like that. And that'll be on my background instead of these. Like, you think I'm kidding?
I don't
actually know. Oh, I'm talking to the chat. Well, no, maybe they don't think I'm kidding. But
Ken,
like,
I'm in full support of whatever you want to do, my friend. Like, so if you become a diehard Barbie collector, I think that's fine.
because I actually respect diehard doll collectors, right? Because they put the same passion as we put into action figures. So
Absolutely.
I respect the hell out of that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and do my computer, which will be a little weird, but whatever. We'll see if this works at least, or if it's just StreamYard. Maybe StreamYard's bugging out tonight. But anyway, Ken, did you? I guess if it's not behind you, it didn't happen. But are you? You did not get the Eternia, correct?
No, that's why I was checking out the Geek the F out, Kayla Silva and Johnny
Mhm.
unboxed. I mean, I kind of I didn't really watch the whole thing, but because I was I was trying to get to when he unboxed it. So, but yes, that's why I was like, oh man, this makes me wish I'd gotten one, but there'd be no place to put it, and I've got a bunch of stuff coming this year, and big Robo Skull coming in a couple of months here, and
Yeah,
a bunch of other stuff. So yeah.
for the episode to end abruptly. So I got mine came in Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's still in the shipper box. I haven't taken it out of the shipper box yet. I've been trying to think about how I want to document this process. And I'll be curious to see in the chat what you all think. Maybe I'll put a poll up. But I feel like normally I would want to do like a live unboxing, sharing the experience. I did it with the Hiss Tank and the Super 7 van, and it was a ton of fun. There's something fun about like sharing in like a big thing with other people, right? But I'm worried the Eternia is just too much. It's too much to do live.
Yes. The Geek the F one out was like an hour 40 minutes long, and there was like Johnny was unboxing while Kayla was talking and managing the chat. So that's why that worked. They have almost 10,000 views on that video, just so you know.
Oh yeah, because they're like one of the first ones to get it. Yeah.
Right. So anyway.
And yeah, I know Pixel Dan did the live unboxing, but there's stickers, which is that scares me.
I would go with a pre-produced video if I were you, but then but it's a lot of time to edit that. That's the thing.
Oh, I know.
Set up the camera. Like
there's gonna be pre-produced video, right? Because my goal is to do a side-by-side, because I have it's practically a complete vintage Eternia. And so I've already spec'd it out. I've changed my filming room into the music rehearsal room for my band, because it's a big wall, and then I have to get a second table in there. But the plan is to do a side-by-side video review of the Eternia. That's the vintage Eternia.
So that would be a good take on it. Like, it's funny, I was actually just thinking that. I'm like, if you talk about some of the differences with your vintage Eternia, and you can kind of pan and show them, right? Because the one, like when I did my HasLab Sky Striker video, one of the things that got people's eyeballs on it was I set it up on the flag. Right? So when you have the thumbnail, you see the flag there, and the flag is this massive thing, just like Eternia, right? And you'll have two of them. So why not?
Yeah,
why not?
And I definitely will watch Pixel Dan's, but this is like just my and I can be curious to your thoughts here, because you have your own Toy Tuber channel, you do video reviews, all that kind of stuff. I know Mad Hatter is the same way on this one, but I don't watch other reviews until I finish mine. Just because I don't want me to accidentally absorb an opinion that's somebody else's.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So I'll put my 2 cents on that. I will watch others, but I won't watch the wrap-up portion till later, if I watch it at all, where they recommend or don't recommend it. The reason I watch the main part is because if you miss something and you're expected to know the amount of actuallys, and you should have, it's actually backwards, can really fill your comments. Even if you pin a comment at the top saying I missed it, you will still get comments. And the more your channel grows, the more you get that. So
Sure.
for me, the reason why you miss something, you might just be so excited. You know, you might be in the middle of setting it up. Somebody calls you, you come back, you forget to put it the right way. I know on my Sky Striker video, the one thing that I had said was that it was bigger than the vintage Sky Striker. And I had it actually, it really wasn't. But when you put it on the stand, the blast effects and everything, it takes up more space.
Yep.
And I kept getting one commenter who kept going, you know, like kept on trying to like, you need to re-upload, you're spreading misinformation. Went on my Facebook, was DMing me and everything. And I'm like, okay, so I
need to calm down, Ken, is what I think.
So I'm like, so I should have said it occupies more shelf space, not that it's bigger.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's semantics, right?
It is.
Like, you know, no one was gonna buy it based on the fact that it was an inch larger, and in fact, it was about 2 millimeters longer than the original Sky Striker, but it was splitting hairs at that point. Anyway, that's why I was thinking, like, you know, if you want to get some, hey, don't miss this kind of tidbits.
Listen, I don't disagree, Ken. I don't disagree, but I feel like I gotta let it be because there are times I miss things, and that's okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
But the way I relax about it, Ken, this is how I'm at peace with it.
Yes.
Is I know I'm not the only toy tuber out there, right? And I know there's plenty of our friends, you included, that if there's some big thing, they're gonna do a video review of it, and they will capture things, you know, and there's things that I may capture in mine that other people won't capture, and vice versa, and everybody has a different perspective and take, and so to me, it's like I don't feel the stress of having to be the all-encompassing. I only feel the stress of like, what is my true, honest, personal take that isn't accidentally influenced by anybody else's, and then so once I post, then I can go watch everybody else's.
You know, that's probably fair. I think because you've already got a relaxed stance about it, right? You open it up and you go, let's just have fun. I think my answer was kind of going, okay, make sure you don't miss this, check A, B, C, D. And I think when you take that approach, maybe it invites that kind of commentary, as opposed to, hey, let's have fun. Whatever I miss, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But in general, I feel like I'm pretty, whatever. Like if I miss something, but I feel like it'll be fine. But the reason why I'm worried about doing this live, like an unboxing live, that's what's great about GDL2. I'll just unbox it there, and then I'll have a more produced video on the channel, on the main channel, right?
Fair enough.
But I've heard about the stickers. I've heard about the stickers, and I don't want to do that live. That sounds like my worst nightmare is putting on Eternia stickers live in front of a live studio audience. I don't want any part in that. Michael Traverso, I love this. Jay, do something different. Interview your FedEx driver and get their take on how to deliver all these giant heavy boxes that say toys on the front.
Well, the amount of damage you're seeing on the boxes, right? Look, I mean, yours seems like it came out okay, unless the other side is punched.
No, it's pretty good. You can see a little bit of smushy right there. What's funny is John got his on Monday too. Oh, this is the other part. This is the other part that scares me. All right, John got his, and even after he did all the stickers and everything he was putting together, one of his pieces was broken out of the box. Right? And I gotta give an official one of these. And he sent me a picture. It's the little piece that kind of holds the little chain for the dungeon gate on the Grayskull Tower. And so now he's got to go through the process of trying to get that part replaced, which is a pain in the neck.
It is. I mean, I've had situations before where I've had to contact, say, Mattel, and then they don't have it in, and they say, "Don't worry, we'll compensate you with something in the mail." Then they send you something that's like, "I let that shelf warm every time I go to Toys R Us. You sent me one for free, or I don't really care about this." And then there's other times where they will send you the replacement. Like that happened to me on the Transformers DevCon figure. I had two of the same side booster that he has in Ultimo. They just sent me a whole new DevCon figure, right? But like, for example, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, he was missing the two rockets on the back of his Sky Striker, and Hasbro actually sent them to him, but he took several iterations of conversation to explain what was missing.
Yeah.
So hopefully John can get it solved seamlessly.
I hope so too.
Yes,
because that stinks. So stickers and maybe something's broken. So I don't want to capture a live mental breakdown. Is I guess what I'm saying. It's like the stickers is stressful, and then if I get all the way at the end, like the last piece is broken or something, I don't think I'm mentally prepared for that. Alpha Magnus says one of his parts was deformed. You got $85 for the part being deformed. So
now, is that Mattel or is that short for Mad Hatter?
And
Matter, because he didn't matter.
And Michael Traverso, this is, and I'll have to, we were talking on Monday about the Tuesday about this, but I believe that's what they have asked him to send everything back, and maybe he'll get that piece back. It's not a great situation.
No. Risky.
Darthurian, but mental breakdown is YouTube gold. I know. I don't want to. Brian Brink asks, in the picture, you can see happy birthday ads Colleen's 40th birthday.
All right. I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, you probably see the little 40 on there. So we decorated the whole house. The no admittance except on party business is, of course, from Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. You would think that was just there because of Colleen's birthday. No, that's there all the time. Because generally, I don't want people coming to my door. So don't come knocking. Even though I live in the woods and nobody ever comes and knocks on my door. I've only had one salesperson once make the trek down my long gravel road into the woods to knock on my door.
I typically get the Girl Guide cookies, but that's different.
Wait, what is it? It's not Girl Scouts there. It's Girl Guide.
Oh, that's what they call it. That's what they call it here. Oh my! It basically is Girl Scouts, but I guess you're right. They use the word Girl Guides in my local area.
But are they the same cookies as Girl Scout cookies?
I'm not sure. That's actually a good question. I have no idea. Last time they sold chocolates, and I just bought those.
I'll just tell you what, Ken. Thin Mints, Girl Scout Thin Mints. I could eat 17 boxes of those in one sitting. I love those Thin Mints. We have a couple super chats, so let me make sure I plus those in. Allison Troy with a $2 super chat. He's out of control.
Woohoo!
We got Crash with a $2 super chat. I got the new movie Barbie in the checkered dress. I wanted they had the Corvette, the Barbie, and the Ken. I almost bought them to do a video review of them. But altogether it would have been like $80, and this was right before Comic-Con. I was like, I need to save every penny right now. So that's the only reason we didn't do it. Angry Elf saw John on Friday and took 2 hours to apply stickers. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't want to do that live. Collector Phil, live sticker application makes my palm moist already to think about that. So there you go. Did I lose everybody? Is everybody still there? I lost Ken maybe. But anyway, I'm going to stop sharing screen. I'm going to leave sites. I may have lost everybody. We're here. Are we all here? Are we all here now? How are you? We're here. Okay. All right. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Anyways, we all float down here. Are you there, Ken?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
My other screen that I was trying, like, this StreamYard's being a little funky with me tonight. It shut down on one and that's not working on the other. But anywho, okay. So that's that, Ken. Attorney decisions. But I think at least in the chat, everyone really wants it. Everyone likes the idea of a side-by-side comparison to the vintage one.
Yes. I mean, that you're one of the few who can pull it off, right? Because there's always been that speculation that there are probably more Mattel Creations attorneys in existence now than there are vintage ones, especially complete.
Yes.
So think how many people could actually do this, and the amount of people who may have said, "I've got a vintage one, I'm not going to get a modern one," and say they do, but they don't have a way to film it, they don't have a channel, they don't have an audience or something, and they just collect. You're one of the few who can do it. So yeah, whatever you do will be a different spin on what's out there. Like it'll be your own interpretation.
Well, to me, it's like I'm even doing it for myself because the decision becomes: do I sell? I can't have two Eternias. My initial inclination in buying the MOTU Origins one is to sell the vintage one and keep the new one because it's fresher. But I don't know, like seeing them side by side, which one is going to call to me more. Like is the vintage one's going to look better? But they look very similar. So I don't know until I see it.
Is the reason because you can't display both? Is that the reason? Is that the driving factor?
Yeah, but also like I like a lot of things, Ken. Like I'm a pretty, diverse collector. I love a lot of different things. And while I do love MOTU, like I don't have a big enough toy room to have both like two Eternias.
But do you have storage space to do this?
Sure, but then it's just sitting in storage. Like why is that? That's not fair to that Eternia.
I'm going to dare you to do this then. You used to do the annual tours every year. You might bring them back. You can always rotate which Eternia goes out. So in 2024, you have the Origins Eternia. In 2025, you've rotated the vintage one in.
It's too much work. I don't have time.
Your kids will be older by that point. They can help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but my kids, they'll be like, "Oh, Dad, I don't want to move your Eternia again."
That's where you hand them the video game controller, and you build it. And then, or you do it while you're listening to music, or something. So, I'm not one to talk. When my family goes out of town to visit relatives on my wife's side, that's when I build my flag.
But this is where I feel like keeping the new one, it's like almost re-upping for another 40 years. Versus if I keep the vintage one, plastic doesn't last forever. It gets more brittle over time. Like I feel like. I know I was being silly with the being fresher. And I feel like I'll get more time out of it. And Derek Hoover, you're 100% right. Ken is a doer and I'm lazy.
I have a thing for vintage, right? So if you're asking me about getting rid of a vintage Grail, having been someone who got rid of vintage Transformer Grails in the past, back when a Grail was $300, having to buy it for more years later, it's one of those things that if you sell your vintage Eternia, that's it. That's it. There's no Control Z undo on that one. When I sold my vintage Transformers Metal Hawk, it wasn't as big of an item, and the price spike wasn't that of an Eternia. Still high, but it was an affordable high, barely affordable high. So there's no Control Z if you decide to do this.
But okay, here's my counter to that. I've had 10 years with this thing. It's been in my collection for 10 years. It has been on display in this toy room for 7 years. And, it's like nothing lasts forever. All things must pass. Quoting the great George Harrison. And maybe it's just time to let it. Because to me, and people are asking about, okay, am I going to sell my Thundercat Slayer, my vintage one, whenever I get the new one? And that's a no for me. Unequivocally no. Like not even a hesitation. Because the vintage toy one is its own thing, and the Super 7 one is its own thing. Versus the MOTU Origins Eternia
I hear you.
Looks very similar to the vintage one.
And Origins is the same scale as well as vintage.
Exactly.
So I see what you're saying. They fill the same gap. You know what? See, this is one of the reasons why I didn't go too deep into the 25th anniversary G.I. Joes, because the 4-inch and 3 3/4 were so similar. And the only ones I was buying were characters that hadn't appeared in the O-ring line before.
Yeah.
Right. And you can say I kind of did that with Transformers as well. I might buy characters that did not, appear in the vintage line.
Yeah.
I did that. Well, it depends. I mean, that's a whole nother story itself, because I started that way and then I bought the whole new line anyway. But I see what you're saying. It's hard because you're right. I don't have a vintage Eternia to be able to compare and then look at it and say, oh, this Origins one is so similar.
But I don't know yet, Ken. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking before I open up this new one. That's my thoughts before I open up the new one. Is they look very similar. I think the new one will be fine. But the true test is going to be when I open that thing up, put it all together, have them sitting side by side, filming with my camera, and then once that all happens, I'm like, I'll just sell the new Eternia. Can't keep both though.
Okay. All right.
Can't keep both.
You'll know when you make that decision. It'll just be like, okay, I've decided now that I've seen both. Because now you don't have all the information.
I don't. And I gotta admit, not having the little bridge thingy that the vintage one has is already a strike against the new one.
3D printers and customization can solve that for
you. I know.
They need to do the third party, like a lot of Transformers companies have third party upgrade kits, right?
Absolutely.
So that's sometimes they do upgrade kits to make something look more like a G1 figure. The G.I. Joe classified stuff, they do upgrades to like Gridiron Studios will do upgraded weapons and upgraded kits and everything. MOTU may eventually get there, right? In terms of the Origins line, right? So,
what will you sell the vintage one for versus the Origin? I'll sell whatever a fair price is for it. I've had a couple of friends
you can sell it locally. You can sell it locally too because you do toy.
That's what I'll do. I'm not shipping it. Not a chance in hell. So I'll post it. If I decide to sell it, I'll post it in the Discord, the GDL Discord, buy sell trade. So if somebody wants to buy it from me,
they'll have to pick it up though.
But again, it would have to be like, I'm not shipping it. Like it's either you're close enough, or if you're making the trek to Raleigh at some point, we can meet up and I can give it to you.
If you really come to Joe Fest and I meet you there, how would I get it back to Canada?
I put Joe Fest on the calendar, so I should be there.
I know. I've been pestering you with panel ideas already.
I know. I don't know what the panel ideas.
You might just want to walk around and have fun.
Even Kyle from Super 7 is like coming up with like new Comic-Con panel ideas for this year's Comic-Con. But
nice.
But anyway, if folks want to watch you have a mental breakdown with sticker application, that needs to be separately ticketed event. maybe that's a Patreon exclusive. Watch me put on the stickers. Let me ask this question of the people that have already done it on the internet: can I do the stick? Can I put it all together then put on the stickers, or is it I have to put stickers on like throughout the build? Because if it's have to do them after, maybe I'll like assemble it live.
Yes.
And then do the stickers after, So,
all right.
No, plan is for me to be at Joe Fest. I should we're gonna make the trek. Colleen has some geocaches she wants to do there. We're already ready.
Crash will be there.
Stickers first. Oof. Okay. Okay.
So I wonder if you have to okay. If you're pre-producing it, you can always film the unboxing, put your stickers on, just jump cut and say I put the stickers in, I'll be right back, fade to black, and then assemble it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a Patreon exclusive to do the stickers. Become a patron today, $5 or more helps you become a patron. Today's Patreon or after show, I've got toy hauls. Went to the flea market with my buddy Gary, but I've got a box here from Matt Bush that I still haven't opened that I got last week. So you get the Matt Bush unboxing experience live with me. So Matt, thank you for sending this box. I still haven't opened it. I have no idea what's inside. So come hang out after dark. Colleen is going to be joining me because Ken was very gracious with his time tonight, but he has a hard out at 10:30, folks. And then we're going to go jump to After Dark with Colleen, and everybody loves Colleen.
We all do.
Well, I'm glad you all do, because for me, kind of sick of her.
Well, I had to push dinner back by about half an hour tonight, and I kind of got the weird eye, and I'm like, look, I really want to do this. It's fun. It's Toy Geeks. You understand. Like, I love going on there, and it's just like, okay, go for it. So,
go for it. But are you going to be in trouble, Ken, afterwards? Like, it's going to be kind of a quiet dinner.
Tomorrow's a holiday, so there's that makeup day. The problem is the Fan Expo, which is kind of like a bit of a Comic-Con here, right? That's also happening this weekend, and tomorrow's the last day. So, am I going to be able to get out the door tomorrow without a stink eye, or do I just sleep in and just don't look a gift horse in the mouth kind of thing? Gift horse being the sleeping in.
Exactly. Matt Bush, $5 super chat, but Modi. Oh, that's true. Now, I could sell the new Eternia, but keep Modi with the vintage Eternia. That's right. That's the solution.
Look what Modi's going for on eBay.
It's both. I mean, Modi. I made a video way back when. Oh, good. Blake's gonna. I mean, all of my friends are gonna be at Joe Fest, so I'm going.
Yeah, I was just typing to him, thanking him for the Delta 17 coverage a couple of months ago, because they put a splash page about it in Toy Collector magazine.
Blake's the best. We premiered a cover a couple weeks ago. Hopefully we can do that again, Blake.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was like good enough for Blake, and it was like a resounding success that we can do that again sometime.
Well, he's here, so
he's here, but like maybe he's just kind of here. But he's like,
I should have talked to him at Joe Fest. I think he talked to. I think he talked to Steve when I wasn't at the booth. So I'd like to meet him this year. So
Blake's amazing. Blake's the best. Yeah. I've known Blake since before Geek Dad Life.
Oh wow. Well,
he was one of our first guests ever to the Toy Con that John and I put on.
The Raleigh, yeah.
But Modi is the most expensive MOTU Origins figure.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, let's try to see if this works again. Let's see, please. Maybe it's still not going to work. Damn it! I don't know why.
Are you trying to share screens on Rokkon or what?
Yeah, just to put up Rokkon.
Why don't you put the link in the private chat? Let me see if I can present screen on my end.
I have a second computer, so I can just do it from there. But it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you want to try both and see whether or not I can get Rokkon up on my screen. I just need to know which link you're going to go to.
It's just I'm pulling it from Geek Dad Life. I'm not doing anything special.
Oh, okay. So geekdadlife.com. Okay,
it's fine. I'm going to pull it up here. I've got it right now. All right, let's talk about Rokkon. Rock on with your bad self.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So originally this was supposed to drop Friday, and it got delayed. Now I got like an official. So if people are paying attention last week's episode, I think I said it live there. Maybe it was the After Dark show that I re-upped to be a Mattel shill again this year, which has its advantages, disadvantages. I feel like I kind of break even. The disadvantages are that I can't speculate, like there's lists out there right now. So if you want awesome speculation, go to our friends at Toy Habits and all that.
They just did a stream earlier on that and Turtles and Grayskull. So
exactly. But honestly, like post copyright strikes and all that kind of stuff, I kind of am okay not diving into that world because I don't want copyright strikes. I don't want my channel.
I know someone right now who has about 100 of them. So
hey, he got him taken care of because channel's back.
Oh, cool.
Don't call
I heard that might still be in limbo, but we'll see. So
I don't know. Regardless of opinions on whomever, the YouTube copyright strike system is it's awful, and
it is.
It can just be willy-nilly. Your site, your channel.
Like I could copyright strike you right now for using my face on here, and you're like, yeah, but Ken, you agreed to come on. You popped on StreamYard. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't use my face. Yeah, but you talked for the whole hour and a half. Like you were here as a willing party. You consented.
Oh my god. But so we saw this at Comic-Con this year, this figure. And I did a walkthrough with the Mattel crew back then. I posted the video of it. And in talking with them then, I think the thing that I loved about this figure is it's still transformed into a rock.
Yes.
But they kept all of the MOTU Origins articulation. Which, if anybody had the vintage Rokkon figure, it didn't really do that. I guess it had articulation for what it was, but the MOTU Classics version was basically a figure that had little snap-on rock parts.
Yeah, like a parts former kind of thing. Yeah.
And I just feel like this one, the engineering that went into it, is a lot cooler, and I love how this figure turned out. And I'm glad it got pushed back from Friday because I actually had work stuff that was going to push up to that time. Now that it's on Wednesday, I should have that time frame to block it off in my work schedule. So we'll do a live ordering video for it over on GDL2. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. But I'm worried, Ken, because this is the first of the kind of new world order with MOTU Origins, where they're leveraging Mattel creations to round out the vintage MOTU toy line. And this is going to be the first true test if this is going to be a shoot show.
So you're saying that the ordering mechanism, like the site you go to, is going to be different than it was before?
Well, it's we hit 200 likes, Kenneth.
I should have saved my bathroom break for later, but oh well. Alas. Crash. Send me a couple layups, Crash.
So if anybody wants to send in, again, I would like Ken's wheelhouse is WWF, Transformers, GI Joe.
It doesn't matter. Just send anything in. If you send something really obscure and I don't know, I can say it's out of my.
No. We're gonna challenge.
But when you put out 2 G1 Optimus Prime fists and then I get it wrong, then I'll never live it. Then I'll never live it down.
But this is what you need to do. Is you need to do like G2 Optimus Prime fists.
Oh God. I had to get the missiles ID'd that they were properly G2 about a year ago because I was buying a complete one. Anyway, a whole nother sob story.
It's a pain in the neck is what it is. But send your stump Kens to geekdeadlife@gmail.com. I will still ring true to 1,000 likes live, and I will go buy a vintage Tomahawk with box and send it out to somebody. I won't give it away tonight. I guess I'll save it for next week's episode or something. Dorlaxian, I will respectfully disagree. I love G2.
I think it depends which part of G2. As you get later into G2, I'm not as big of a.
I love all the crazy 90s colorways of G1 figures. That's the part of G2 I like. How do you feel about that?
G2. Well, I partially grew up with G2 because I was like 11 years old when it came out. Yep. So like for me, that was like another chance to get Devastator, another chance to get certain characters.
Not only a chance to get them, but like love Transformers, but those G1 toys broke so easy. So I needed replacements for the ones I broke.
Yes. And I actually got to check because the G2 Inferno is such a similar color to the original. I might not even have a G1 Inferno. It might be a G2 sitting there. I've been meaning to check for like years now. When I did my Transformers history of G1 1985 video, I probably could have checked then.
Yeah.
There it was on camera. I might have had the G2 in there.
Yep. And but getting back to this topic of being concerned, Michael Traverso makes a great point here. Creations have been much better after Wondar. Absolutely. Completely agree. But my butt there is this is kind of a different game, right? This isn't a deep cut character. This isn't a cult classic character that maybe never got a figure, or it's a variant of a normal release figure or something like that. This is a proper mainline vintage character that is going to be online only.
That's a good point, because prior to that, like I said, it was characters like Wundar,
exactly. And again, I big Wundar fan, but is the general casual populace gonna be like? I feel like this is two different things.
Well, here's the thing, though. Didn't they say 3 maximum? I swear I saw that in the fine print. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Whereas, a lot of times it was 2 maximum. Maybe they changed it, But like, if they're confident to go 3 maximum, they probably made a lot. That's what I think. So,
and Charlie Weaver, you're 100% right. We have John's ominous words about MOQs in 2024, and it's not just John. Like John did, I think. And I will just say, I can't expand on anything, but heed John's words. That's all I will say about that. Heed John's words. Do not play clearance chicken this year. But it's not just John that has said that. That has been kind of across the board that we're hearing from different toy makers. Which again, people are like, oh, hey, here's the Mattel show telling you to make sure you buy your toys. Like, don't, whatever. If you want to keep playing clearance chicken, keep playing it. Don't, I could be wrong. What do I know? But anyways, I just hope that this phase, which is now Mattel Creations, is taking up the vintage MOTU Origins mantle. That this first order, and again, it's Rokkon. It's not too bad. It's not a huge vintage character, but I feel like this is the canary in a coal mine to see what this new experience is going to be like.
But he was just in Revolution trying to take the fight to Hordak, right?
Yes.
You know, I mean, I say trying, not that he did take the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of fresh on people's minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and it becomes a question if you get him, you know, how long before we get Stondar, right? It's the whole Wily Cat thing when Super 7 rolled them out one at a time as opposed to getting them out at the same time. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Classics one was a 2-pack for this, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
and yeah, I've heard about the Comic-Con exclusive stuff too. We don't know until we know on those things, but if it's a Comic-Con exclusive,
they got to do like the flat back as an exclusive or something, or the round back as an exclusive. Make the variant the exclusive, you know?
Yeah, do stuff like that. Or at least, or again, thankfully, the both Mattel and Hasbro, like their Comic-Con exclusives, they also sell on their website. So, you know, if they do that, Too Bad will also be on Mattel Creations, right? Like Too Bad will be, you can buy it at Comic-Con and you can buy it on Mattel Creations, you know? So we'll see. Blake, who's also a very informed person in the toy industry, ordering is down, production is down, and likely overcorrected from the pandemic, over ordering, producing. Not saying there won't be clearance, but it will not be as widespread as 2023. Yep, exactly.
Yes, I mean 2023 was the year after COVID, you know, was over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So there was a bit of a reset in the collector game at that point in time. Right.
Yep. Clearance chicken for the win. Hey, again, keep doing it. Add to order or subscription base. I'm old in my heart. See, that's where it's just like, I don't want to go back to the, you know, Scott Knightlick Club Grayskull sub thing, because it got old really fast, you know?
Yeah, buying full waves. Yeah.
Because then it became a way for MOTU collectors to be kind of taken advantage of, where it's like, okay, I'm subbing up, but for 12 figures, but 6 out of the 12 are going to be like deep cut characters I don't really care about as much. And then they'll have other figures outside of your subscription that you do want that you'll also have to buy. And they don't combi together on the shipping. Like, it wore me out. That thing wore me out.
Yeah, especially back then. Like, I think today's collector is more open to the deep cut, but it has to be an intelligent deep cut. Like back then, Ular, however you say his name, that was an acceptable deep cut because that was, you know, the Jungle He-Man. But then you have deep cuts that are just deep cuts for the sake of, you know, in the G.I. Joe and Transformer world, we love the deep cuts because a lot of times the deep cut is related to an unproduced figure we never got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something that was shown in the catalog as the line was being canceled. That kind of deep cut is very different. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or like a very, very rare overseas expensive figure, hashtag Glenda. Right.
Yeah. No, 100%. And if it was like this, where it's just the vintage ones, like make sure, you know, guaranteed you're going to get every vintage figure sub up. I'm there. Sign me up. It can't be like the old Club Grayskull, the old Matty Collector ways, because that was brutal. That was brutal. But anywho, this one is a must buy for me. It looks great. Again, I think they did a fantastic job.
It's a must buy for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. So packaging looks good. You know, he's fighting Modulock in the back there.
It's the reusable packaging. The card slides out.
I see Modulock.
Yep. That's another vintage one we need.
Just saying, if you're listening, Mattel.
They are. All right. That's it. We'll see how it goes. Again, stay tuned to GDL2. I'll make a post closer to Wednesday. We'll all be in it together. We'll have the Toy Sweats live, and hopefully it's not a big deal.
Touch wood. Fingers crossed.
Let's move on to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
Where we're going for the 50th anniversary. They're gonna bring out repaints of the fantastic Dungeons and Dragons figures that they've done so far, in the LJN kind of toy color style.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, Ken, I'm a sucker for this.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Sweats Live, that needs to be a YouTube channel. I've already got it done, Dorlaxian. I've already got my trademark. So normally I'm a sucker for this because I love vintage LJ and Dungeons and Dragons. One of my favorite vintage toy lines. Fortress of Fangs, I think, is one of the great play sets of all time.
Yep.
And Strongheart is an essential. So is this vintage colorway Warduke. But for me personally, I'm not all in for every figure. I think I'm only in for the Warduke because this is a rare instance where I really like all of the extra detail and wash and everything that they've done on their regular release for these so far, that I feel the toy colorways takes away too much from it for me.
When you compare it to the previous colorways, the thing is, that was back then with less articulation, simpler design, and everything. When you compare the original NECA ones, those looked like they were for the adult age collector. These ones are still articulated and stylized, and if you missed the previous ones, that's one thing, right? But the extra brighter color on this makes it a bit more like cartoon looking.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like when I compared the Strongheart, the previous one, to this, the previous one looks kind of like a Mythic Legions figure.
It looks incredible. It's incredible.
Right? So I look at that and immediately I think I messaged Oz after. I'm like, is it just me or does this look like Sir Gideon from the Necronominus wave from Mythic Legions? And he's like, everything's expired from somewhere. Ken, you know, because he was sending me links to this to like get me kind of up to speed because as I mentioned to you, I don't really know Dungeons and Dragons, so I figured let me take a 1-hour crash course and see how far we get into this, right? But the one thing I noticed is that on the back of the card art that was shown on some people's Instagram, Toy Addict's Instagram, I didn't see a new version of Grimsword.
Yes. Yep. Which they may get to him though. I feel like maybe it was early on in the production or something, and they they went into. Let's see if it was on Toy Arc. Maybe they had it. Because I just feel like maybe we don't need to read too much into that one. Maybe.
Okay. Right. I mean, he was still in the cross sell as far as like the original version ones from a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe at Toy Store they have the toy card back. No. Anyways, but I have seen that about the Grimsword.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
But for me, I think it's Warduke and done with this one.
Well, I mean, Warduke is the one everybody wants, even a casual fan or a non-fan. You know, and speaking of influences, right? Like you look at the helmet on Warduke. How many Mythic Legions figures have used that style with the wings, with the winged helmet, kind of like that, right? Like that's how. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like that's how inspiring, inspirational Warduke is as far as that helmet design.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like a non-fan like myself knows about that, right? But the brighter colors, anyway.
The brighter, to me, it's like the Warduke's cool just in those colors. But the regular Warduke, the original release, is incredible.
Yes.
But I see, like in this case for like Derek Chandler here, need that Warduke missing the first time around.
I know the feeling, right? Like you miss something, they recolor it.
This is great.
You know, maybe you like the new color better, or maybe it's close enough to the original that you're like, I just need a representation in modern in modern form. Excuse me. It doesn't really matter whether or not it's the the color scheme from before.
Yep, agreed. Let's see. Grimsword might be too big for Bill. Maybe that's the case. No Grimsword because they didn't want to add anything for his regular fig, so they can't take stuff away to make cheaper. Fair enough. So anyways, there you go. But it looks great. It does look great. Let's talk about, I don't think I hit on it. Let's check in with the HasLab.
Oh yeah.
For the old Omega Prime. It is without a doubt, and it will probably be once it's all said and done, the most successful Transformers HasLab ever.
Oh, with the last weekend spike and everything.
Exactly. It is already trending well above Deathsaurus and the Victory Saber. Which I think had better cases to be a HasLab than Omega Prime.
Yes.
But Ken, I mean, you are much more into the. You even did a video on the history of Omega Prime, right?
Yeah, I did like a short video where I just talked to my phone speaker because I was kind of in a. I mean,
that's okay.
Yeah.
But like, what's your thoughts on how why is this so successful? Is it just because it is a really popular version of the character, and maybe the vintage ones are really expensive now? I do find it fascinating how well this thing is doing so far.
So I mean, a lot of people who watched Robots in Disguise, right? You got to bear in mind that's 15 years after, more or less, Generation 1.
Sure.
Right.
I love Robots in Disguise. That's when I kind of got back in the Transformers.
Yeah, that's a good
after
cartoon,
G1.
right? Or it's about 10 years after the G1 line ended, about a little bit more than 10 years when you compare to the cartoon.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's those people who are kind of like coming into the collector age now that maybe we don't often talk to because we're kind of we're like 80s and early 90s kids.
Yeah.
Right. But there's also the fact that one thing a lot of people may have missed out on is that sword that he comes with, the massive Omega Prime sword, that was hard to get. Like, I don't think they released that in North America. There was like an exclusive giveaway you could get it in Japan, and the only mass release was like the clear, like the translucent version of Omega Prime in the gift pack was the only way you could actually get that sword at retail. Right. Okay. So that's one of those things that people are a big fan of, and I think that's a stretch goal on this one.
Yeah.
Right. And that sword was like a big part of his character. Right. The other thing too is, simply put, it is Optimus and it's Ultra Magnus. So even if you just go, oh, cool robot.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that sword. That's the one I'm talking about. Right.
I didn't. That's a really good point, Ken.
Right. Because I was asking, because it had been like almost 20 years since I looked at Robots in Disguise, and I messaged one of my Transformers chat groups. I'm like, is it just me, or is this sort of a bit of a gem? And they said, yes, Ken. The only way I got it all those years ago was what my buddy was telling me was I had to buy the translucent Prime and Ultra Magnus set, which was the Fire Convoy and Get God Magnus 2-pack from Japan, get it imported here. That's how I got the sword. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Because when you bought them here in North America, you bought the two figures separately.
Yep.
Right. So that's how that was. So
yeah.
So
that's damn it. See, Ken, just one second. I got plus in a couple chats here. Dan Larson, first release of Warduke is in stock on WizKids for original price. So there you go. So
Dan, see you at Joe Fest as well, buddy.
Derek, there you go. You can still get it. Same price. Boom. Mecha Manblade says, I heard the ladder doesn't extend.
I heard that too. Right. But again, I just heard that on social media.
So it also came with a reissue.
The 2018 reissue came. That's right. It did come in the 2018 reissue. You're right.
Did you? Hey, was that in your video, Ken? I know people giving you negative comments on your video.
I don't know. I forget. I did that video a month ago. I forget. Or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But yes, it did come with that, and I did find that while I was researching. Yeah. So, you know what? I think I did put it in the video. I think I had it. I think I popped in some text at the end just before I exported the video. To say that. Just to make sure. I think I did. Great question.
Let's see. The ladder's extending. He's a little blue pill. It's a shame Hims isn't a sponsor for tonight's episode of Geek Dad Life. But yeah, we are already well. I think we've funded. We've already unlocked the first tier, and are we pretty much at the next tier? Okay, we have 2,000 left for the stands.
All right.
This thing's gonna be fully backed and all the things unlocked before we're even close to the last day.
Yeah, so it's not gonna have a Unicron experience where they needed a week to extend it. I mean, they haven't done that, I don't think. Since then.
The past two were successful, like very successful HasLabs, right? And as Patrick Gerard says, Japanese fans are a big part of every Transformers HasLab too, unlike almost every other. Absolutely,
you're right.
But I think what's fascinating about this one is the past couple wildly successful. This one is like, look at this red line. These are the Deathsaurus and Victory Saber. Omega Prime's crushing those.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Right. I mean, a lot of people felt it was a bit too high price wise. I know what they're trying to do, like that Blue Bolts figure, they're trying to sell that as a third figure, whereas in the original Robots in Disguise, that was basically just an accessory that Ultra Magnus held. It was just a gun. So, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that comment. I think I was trying to say that maybe that's a selling point, but no,
maybe.
If you're looking at it, you just want the two main characters.
I kind of want it, but I'm trying to save up for some other toy purchases this year, so I probably shouldn't get it. But now that you talk about that damn sword, I kind of want it now.
The big out of proportion sword. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I have that effect on people. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. But happy for it to do so well. All right, let's talk about some Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. I already have this Ahsoka.
Yep.
But there's this Order 66 Escape from Order 66 pack.
Yeah.
Amazon exclusive, $60-something, which is it's a bit much for 4 figures. $69.99.
That's what she said.
Where's Kayla?
Yeah, exactly. But so was it $70 for 4? What is, and 2 drawers? Let's see.
Well,
that's $17.50 a piece. I guess that's fine.
Generally, yeah. I mean, it's just the initial sticker shock, right?
Especially when I already have this Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want these droids. So
you mean these are not the droids you're looking for?
Sorry, they are the droids I'm looking for. That's the problem.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, like I'm kind of at a crossroads, Ken. Should I pre-order this set?
Can you sell the Ahsoka, the Ahsoka at a toy show for like, $15 and get some money back?
Is it like the same?
That's what you have to find out.
I don't know, maybe.
That's what you have to find out when you get it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to do, is just sell the Ahsoka. But the problem, like, I feel like that Ahsoka is not a hard to find figure or anything.
Yeah, see, but that's what they do, right?
I know, and it's so annoying.
How many times have you gotten the 2-pack and said, I only want one of the figures, right? This is what, a 4-pack where you want 3 out of 4?
I want 3 out of 4. So 75% of the pack I want.
And what do they say on Hunger Games? May the odds be ever in your favor, right? So it's 3 out of 4 for me. I mean, you're not paying the Canadian shipping like I am, or the international shipping like others. I don't know. Right?
I buy this for 3.
Or you can play clearance chicken.
But it's an Amazon exclusive. This isn't going to go clearance, is it?
That's true.
I'm trying to heed John's words of don't play clearance chicken this year.
Okay. All right.
But I put it in the chat. I'll let you all decide. Okay. I will stick to whatever the chat decides on this one. It's chat, take the wheel of my wallet.
I think you get it, because if you don't like the Ahsoka, you can sell it or sell your other one.
I've already put it in the chat. So whatever the chat decides, you either say yes, Jay.
You're right. I can't see the chat from stream. I can't see the poll from
stream. It's okay. I wish Streamer would do that.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Should I? This is what you're deciding right now in the chat. Yes or no? Do I buy this? Because I want the 3 droids. I already have this Ahsoka. So it's in your hands now. It's in your hands. I will cut it off at 100 votes. We're already at 69 votes, which is appropriate. And the polling is very close. Should I get it or should I not?
Does the poll say these are the droids or these are not the droids?
Jace has a damn good point here. Like, if you're only getting it for 3 of the 4, you're basically paying $23 per droid. And is that worth it?
Until you never see the droids again and you say, damn, I should have paid $23 a droid back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Rob is there. Chat, take the wheel. Future Jay is studying quantum mechanics. Michael Traverso, #team no. Neil Hunter Hyde, Jay, my only toy regrets are the toys I did not purchase. Ian says, nope, pass. Doralaxian, I love this one. I don't think Uncle Owen paid that much for an actual joy. Use the force, Jay. Trust your feelings. You can sell the Ahsoka. Get them on Black Friday.
It's a bit of a ways off, but you know.
All right. Oh, we're over 100. We're over 100 votes. I'm going to end the poll. Ken, I asked the chat to take the wheel of future Jay's wallet. And what did the chat say? First time ever doing this. Maybe we'll do it again. That was fun. 57% said yes. So I guess I'm buying the set.
Leave it to popular vote.
Well, they could have said no, you know?
You know, that was a closer poll than a lot of the polls you've done.
I thought it would have been everyone saying no, but I guess everyone's a lot easier to spend with not their own money, you know? Luckily, Colleen's not watching this right now. All right, I'm going to click pre-order.
It's done.
I'll sign in later, though. Okay. All right. So that's that. Oh, let's talk about this bad boy.
Yes. The 1/6 scale.
The 1/6 scale Beetlejuice coming from Sideshow Collectibles. Not a hot toy. Not a hot toy. But I think, again, this is it's a very done up picture. But this is a pretty damn good Keaton likeness on this Beetlejuice figure.
It is. And, you know, Sideshow's game has gotten better the last, 10 years or so in terms of just how, because I remember what their sculpts looked like in like 2008, 2009, and it was good for the time. But as hot toys started getting bigger, you're like, Sideshow stuff might not age that well. And that varies per figure.
It does.
You know, I got 1 or 2 1/6 scale Sideshow ones, and I got rid of other ones that I didn't. Like some of the early Lord of the Rings ones, were not super great, right? But now they're keeping up. So,
Beetlejuice is I love that movie as a kid. I love the cartoon as a kid. It's really, I talk about real Ghostbusters being underserved in the modern collecting world. The animated Beetlejuice show is just as underserved. Like, we got that set from Best Action Figures, which wasn't great. And it was did we even get the Lydia on that one? But anyway, a really underserved property from a toy perspective. But I really like Beetlejuice is up there. Like, I have my, Hot Toys-ish level figures. I've got the Peter Venkman from Blitzway, and I've got the Hot Toys Superman and Batman in there. I think I need this Beetlejuice. He is like a, iconic 80s character for me that needs representation on my toy shelves.
That's the thing. Like, what's filling that gap now, right? If it's that iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No.
Torax, you know what? That's a nice freaking model. One of the more subtle PG, because the movie's not PG-13, dropping an F-bomb. And I think it's a PG movie, isn't it? Need 3 of them. Well done, Tony Taponi.
Wow.
Bravo. So I want this. I need it. Excited for Beetlejuice, the sequel. That's it. Say Beetlejuice one more time and he'll appear. All right, and then one last thing before we get into Stump Can. Let me just make sure I got some Stump Can. Oh, Kenneth.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff sent in for you.
All right. Get myself ready for this.
The people are inspired tonight.
Good to know.
Before we get to that, Tweeterhead, which we all know does these badass statues. Damn, taken orders on
Yes.
pretty incredible Skeletor
Wow.
Panthor statue. I'm not a statue guy, okay? I probably should be, because as I said before, I get an action figure, like a hot toy, I'll pose it one way, and I will leave it that way for decades. But I still want to be able to pose it my way first. So I do not buy statues. It's just not my thing. But for those that like, I mean, these things are incredible.
I like statues as kind of like a window display. But like if you own a shop like John, that'd be good for a window display. I mean, some stores I know, like Cherry Bomb Toys in Victoria, they'll have statues like above their sales cases, but of course they have to go in every few months and like dust them off and everything like that. Trying to train a new employee to dust off these statues can be a bit precarious, but you get the hang of it, I heard. So yeah.
I know friend of the channel, Mad Hatter, loves these things.
Hatter, yeah.
I just want to be able to pose, but they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. The Tweeterhead stuff is just unreal.
We just like the idea of articulation, even if we don't use it that much.
Exactly.
It's just having the option there.
I want the option.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's just how I feel about it. But Ken, do you? I mean, are you same as me? Like you don't get any statues, or where do you stand on the whole statue?
When I see statue, I go, oh, okay, cool. I can save some money. Not because I don't like them, but because habitually, I have not given myself that experience to like buy it, open it up, and oh my god, this is a work of art. Appreciate it. I have not given myself that opportunity, largely on purpose. Because you got to draw the line somewhere, and I draw very few lines in collecting, but that's one of them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I respect that. All right, I'm getting your pictures set up.
All right.
And let me just tell you, Ken, it's not gonna be easy. Okay.
All right. Bring it. Fighting words tonight.
I've somebody sent me something that said this is the thing, he will never get it.
I think that's Crash.
Maybe not. I've got so many accessories. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. Mecha Man Blade, you sent something, but I feel like I don't have all the ants. Ooh, I love this one. I know what this one is. I'm gonna save that one. So I'm not gonna use everybody's everything. Because there's not enough time. But anywho, okay. I think I've got enough accessories here to get something going. But Ken, anything coming up on your channel as I get these teed up?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished a countdown list of the top 10 toy lines of the 1980s.
Ooh, fun.
Yes. So, spoiler alert, Dungeons and Dragons is not on there. He-Man, while we're looking at it, might be on there.
Oh, okay. All
right. Yes. And this coming Friday, it's funny, I told my patrons I was going to have a certain video up, but I think I might pivot and show some of the new RoboSkull Skeletron figures that came out, the O-ring and the 4-inch ones. So I might just pivot and put that video up instead this week and save the next history video for another week. So
that's okay. Pivoting's fine. I'm currently working on the Ramen Racer video right now.
Yes. I was just talking to Ace earlier,
which is a ton of fun. But also I don't know, it's I wish I could do it a lot quicker, but just time is of the essence. It doesn't always work the way you want it to. All right, Ken, I think I've got at least over 10 accessories. 10 for Ken. So are you ready? Oh, there it is.
I see people keep challenging me in the chat, Punk with Toys and a few others are kind of giving it to me in the chat.
Okay, all right, okay, let's do this. It's that time again. It's time to stump somebody on their knowledge of all things toy accessories. Yes, Ken is wearing the champ's belt, but is it a true champ's belt or a false one? And we'll see if that's true on this episode of Stump Ken. So everywhere, all around the world, it's time to do what? It's time to stump that Ken. Confuse that Canuck.
I like that. Get that on a shirt somehow.
Jeff Moore says, my prediction is Ken will get 4 out of 10.
Good. So set the bar there.
Flash, yeah. Make sure you turn off the chat. No,
yes.
No peeking.
Yes. So go into the private chat mode. Then it's not in there.
Confound that Ken. Ooh, I like that. Confound that Ken. Flash Canadian champ doesn't count. Jamelin, is Dole the champ, or is the title vacated? I guess technically Dole still is the champ because he's the only one that's won head-to-head against John, I believe. Technically.
Oh, they did head-to-head, huh?
They did, and they never went back to it. And now that John is officially no longer on the show for now, we'll just have to wait till if John ever comes back to do one. Maybe we'll do like a special or something. I don't know. Well, Dan, can he do it? King Heather, John is watching up. Trust me, I know John. He is sound asleep, enjoying going to bed at the times that he normally goes to bed. Okay, Ken. Canadian Championship belt only goes about 70% around your waist.
He's saying I need to go on a diet, or is that because the belt's too small?
Maybe, I don't know. Anything that just makes fun of Canadians is fun to me. Okay. But it's all just jealousy, Ken. It's just jealous that you Canucks, I don't know. I think you're someone to look up to. I will say, wait, I need this computer won't let me share it. Well, because it's being a butthead. I gotta move him to my other computer, probably. Damn it. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Please work. Please work. Let's see. Share. Nope. What the hell? It's pissing me off. All right, I gotta move it to another computer. Sorry about this, Ken. It's very unprofessional.
It's all good.
Very unprofessional. I only got 6 minutes before your wife comes in here and starts yelling at me, which I don't want.
So if we don't make it to 10, even if Ken's sitting at 0, we just say it was an incomplete round, so it's a no contest. He didn't win or lose. Title retained. Right. So.
Oh man, at least I'll pull up the first one here from Brian Brink, because he thankfully did it all in one fell swoop, which I can get going pretty quick. Hold on. Let me pull it up. StreamYard. Enter. Come on. Enter studio. Present. And all right, Ken. These are 4 accessories. What do they belong to?
Yep. Okay. So number 2 is a Astro Train from G1.
It is.
Number 4 is Grapple or Inferno from G1.
Yep.
Number 3, I know it, but I'm stuck.
Okay.
So number 0 is a American coin. Number 1, absolutely no idea, but it might, if it's on my shelf, I'm gonna laugh. Number 3, see, I kind of feel like it's, I was thinking G.I. Joe accessory for number 3, but the rest are Transformers accessories, so there's no way that's a Transformer accessory. It's got to be a G2. I'm gonna say it's a G2 Seeker missile no, that's not right. G2 Seeker missile for number 3. I'll go with that, but I think I got 2 out of 4. So
You did get 2 out of 4. It is a G2 missile, but it's for Optimus Prime.
Oh, so the one I bought about a year ago.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's the missile that goes into his cannon. Yes. Not the one that goes in the trailer. Oh,
I think that one's funny just because you know,
I got the wrong.
You just said that you were looking to find that one.
Yes.
All right. That
it was a trailer missile, not that one. So
anyway. Let's see.
Yes.
Let me make sure I have a couple more here. This next one was originally supposed to be for a Stump John, but now it gets to be for you, my friend. These are 2 from. Oh, hold on. Gotta stop sharing this one. Where we at? Remove share screen. All right, this little ram's head right here.
This got to be the one that they said Ken will never get.
No, it is not that one.
Really?
It's not that one. Nope.
God, it looks like something Panthor would wear from Classics, but I'm not sure. Or is it the Origins Panthor? It's got to be. It's one of the Panthors. Like if the color is too close to not be Panthor. Wow.
Pretty good point.
No, the color is too close to Classics, but it's not Could it be Panthor? It's one of the obscure ones for sure from Classics.
It is an obscure Classics accessory, so you are right there.
Good. So half out of 1. Okay. It's one of the Classics that I don't have because I know if it was Panthor, I would know.
It's not Panthor.
Yeah.
It's one of the more obscure Classics.
You know when you're watching or when you're doing an exam and you hope that the teacher gives you half marks, you go like obscure Classics character deep cut.
I'll give you half a point. I'll give you half
what
a
I
point.
would put because I don't know the name. Right. And if it is, there's like 3 or 4 that are coming to mind that it could be. So
it is the Ramstone from the Classics faceless one.
Okay.
And then the other one from here is this bad boy. You should know this one.
Kiss.
Nope.
First thing I did, Kiss. It also looks like a Gibson. Could be like one of the Gibson guitars that James Hetfield plays.
Well, it is a flying V, but given the split headstock, I would say it's more of a Dean flying V than a Gibson flying V.
Yeah.
For us guitar heads out there.
Yeah. Which later Transformer had this one? Shit. Because it's not G1.
It isn't. This is a Transformer that I bought. 1, because it's one of my favorite characters from Transformers. And 2, I was just like, he's got a freaking guitar. I can't not buy this one. One of my favorite Transformer characters, and he's playing guitar.
Was it the Prime series, animated series, or shit? Another one around that era. Not Cybertron Soundwave. Animated series something.
It is animated. Yep.
That's it. That's as far as I can go. Blaster.
You're gonna beat yourself up on this one. Animated Soundwave, Laserbeak.
Oh, that's why it's that color, because it's Laserbeak.
Yeah, I gave you the hint. Like I don't know. I mean, Soundwave. Pretty. If I had to pick just one, he's my favorite. He's my favorite Transformers character.
Yeah.
It'd probably him and Ultra Magnus. Those are my 2 dudes.
Ultra Magnus, my guy. So yeah.
$2 super chat from Hedgehog Action. Hello, Hedgehog.
Almost thought he said happy birthday. I was like, that's for Jacob Walsh. So
happy birthday, Jacob. I haven't said that in a minute. Laserbeak. That was a fun show, the animated Transformers. I love those designs. Those are fun. That Ultra Magnus was pretty dope too. That was a cool Ultra Magnus.
With the axe.
The big, the hammer.
The hammer. Yeah. Yes.
Anyways, okay. And then I'll do this one. This is the one that they said you would never get. Okay. So be ready. Stop screen, share screen. Prove them wrong, Ken. Prove them wrong.
Action Force boat from the Q Force.
Action Force. It is Action Force.
Sea lion.
It is. Holy, they got it!
It's the Sea Lion.
Force Sea Lion.
Action Force Sea Lion.
You are right. Oh, got him. Wow.
I may have been talking to a really good friend who I'm sure that's not his hand about the more obscure vehicles in the Q Force. Yes. I almost said something else, but I think the Sea Lion is like the bigger Q Force boat. There we go.
Is Knuff.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
Draft from the top rope.
I was talking about.
Hold that belt high for that, Ken. Oh my God. Damn. Ken has a seat at the table. He keeps the belt.
Why do I feel like I was talking to Crash about something very similar to this not long ago?
Flash, Canadian John is on point. Damn.
There we go. That makes up for missing that G2 missile that I thought was Starscream's Seeker Jet one and not Optimus's.
Ken with the Frankensteiner.
This should count for like 5 points.
I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, you win. You win, Stump Ken. I don't even know what the count is. Maybe it was like even or something. I'm gonna give it to you. Congratulations, Ken.
Now I'm gonna open up the chat and see what people's reactions were on this.
Ken moves on to challenge Dole. We Canadians do it better. Nice, Ken. You can keep your championship. Even chat didn't have that one yet.
The chat doesn't look like the chat got it because if you scroll back far enough,
no, I don't think they did.
They're getting the classics one that I missed, like the actual name, not just the. I think it sort of is, but not really. Right.
Wow. Maybe that's what we do at Joe Fest. We'll do a panel and we'll challenge everybody in a session. Okay, Ken, we are over the time allotted. I don't want to get you in trouble, Ken.
I won't be in trouble. Yeah, I have a 1 or 2 minute grace period on top of right now. So
okay, yes. All right. I just I want to be respectful.
Robbie Rosari, my friend David Tree is very proud of you. I know David. Yeah, I don't think I know Rob too. So anyway.
Well, for our patrons, we're going to hang out. I've got this box from Matt Bush that I don't even know what's inside of it. I also have some hauls from the flea market that I got this weekend. Colleen's going to be my co-host for that one. Let me pull. Oh, I got to move. Can't pull up those patron credits. Let me pull them up here because that's just how this works now because it's just a pain in the neck. Hopefully this is better next time. Sorry for the little delays on this. It's not as quick and smooth as you're used to here on Toy Geeks. But again, thank you to our patrons for making this possible. If you'd like to become a patron, become one today. We've got After Dark. Hey, yeah, see, there you are. See, Ken's one. Where we will go hang out and talk. Colleen's gonna be there if you want to hang out with my wife. She's way cooler than me. And so that'll be After Dark what we're doing tonight. And I guess maybe I'll do a Patreon exclusive putting stickers on the Mother Truckin' Eternia. Because apparently I've got a death wish on that.
I just love how you said that.
Yeah. So become a patron, $5 or more. Gets you access to all that cool stuff, including the Discord and all that fun. You get your name in the credits of the live streams. Ken, thank you so much for being my co-host tonight, my friend. Had an absolutely fantastic time. And spoilers, Matt Bush sent uranium. And yeah, I'll see you on GDL2 for trying to buy Rokkon. And stay tuned to the main channel for my Ramen Racer review, as well as my side-by-side of the new Eternia and the old Eternia. Studio Henge Kenton had a great maybe tagline, which Eternia do I keep? Maybe that'll be part of the thumbnail or something like that. Right?
Oh, that'd be a great thumbnail.
Right, and I'm like this. I'll be like,
Yes. And you have each one in the background, kind of like a silhouette, like an overlapping silhouette, you know?
Which one do I keep? Oh, man, YouTube thumbnails are the worst. I hate that, but whatever, it works. Huh?
I know. Doesn't even tell the title of the thing. It's like, I stopped putting titles and just put like 2 big words instead, you know?
But anyways, coming out after dark. We'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Hasta luego, and goodbye.